I began by first assessing the first final submission assignment for our end of the semester project. This was our final group deliverable. As I read through, the first thing I noticed were multiple grammatical errors. It was kind of difficult to even read this proposal because there were so many distracting pieces. Specifically, this entire first paragraph, I suppose is what it was intended to be, is one giant run-on sentence. So it needed a lot of work. There were some grammatical errors with maybe it would have been better use of commas or semicolons, things like that to make it more readable. It was a bit distracting. Overall, though, looking at this, I got the idea that the concept was to prevent hacking. It was like an anti-malware product. And while I didn't really understand how it worked, I just knew that the user puts it on their computer and the problem is solved. Didn't give a lot of detail about how, but it did perfectly address what it says it does. So looking at the rubric here, with the initial pitch here, I didn't really get a name of a product. It didn't really title it. So 13 points. It did specifically say that you put it on your computer and it eliminates any theft. So that was pretty clear, despite the fact that I don't know how it works. The description of who they tested it with, they went on in pretty great detail explaining that they tested it with people in IT, and that was pretty understandable. And I thought that overall this pitch kind of lacked a little bit of clarity, so I only did 19 points out of the 25. Looking at the video, I continued to be a little disheartened because it certainly doesn't seem like English is the user's first language, so there could have been a bit of a language barrier happening. They may understand their concept better than they were able to explain in English. However, I had to grade based on what I was witnessing. And looking at the video, there wasn't a very clear introduction. Again, we don't know the name of the product. They introduced themselves a little bit, and then they just went right on going through the website. It was not clear to me how this product works. It wasn't even clear. They didn't act like a user and show me how a user would use it. So it was very unclear. I wasn't able to give very high marks for any of that. There was very little conclusion. I think they showed us their About Us page, which doesn't really help me understand the product. It's nice to know them, but I was not really interested in knowing who the developers were as much as what the product does. So the overall presentation scored poorly as well, landing them with 133 out of a potential 200 points. The second submission, however, was much more on point. We have a product name, very clearly, Film Finder, and I like the catchphrase that it starts with, a one-of-a-kind streaming service designed to help you find what you want to watch. It was really nice, really clearly stated. It was easy to understand who was using this product, and their video overview was comparable in how well done it was. Looking at the rubric, they received full marks. Their product name is clear. They clearly state the problem that you don't always know how to find a good show to watch, and sometimes the algorithms set forth by the existing streaming services do not necessarily give you the best fit of a movie that you might be searching for. Everything was very clear and visible, and then as we got into the video, they led with a really nice clear catchphrase. I liked that. I knew what the product did. They were able to show how you would sign up for an account, how you would log in, how you would add movies to your list and make recommendations to your friends. It was very nice. The fidelity of this prototype was excellent. They included ideas that in the future they would like a feature to remove movies if they are no longer interested in adding an FAQ page. So this group actually did fantastic and scored 200 out of 200 points.